Welcome to another episode of 9 to 5 and Thriving. Today, we're going to be talking about assumptions that are holding you back from your dream job. Navigating the path to your dream job can often feel like just transversing through a maze, one that is really complicated, especially when, you're weighed down by imposter syndromes or self-imposed assumptions. These beliefs, sometimes are deeply ingrained, sometimes often unfounded, but yet when you feel those emotions, they feel extremely valid and they can act as invisible barrier, preventing you from seizing opportunities and pursuing your true potential. Recognizing and challenging this limiting belief is crucial to unlocking new possibilities and setting yourself on a trajectory towards your dream career and towards your dream job. Today, I will speak about 9 assumptions that might be holding you back from landing that job you desire. The first one is, I am not experienced enough. This is a common misconception. Many times, the first thing we do when we see a job, we scan through the requirement. And because of the way our mind is programmed to pick out exception, the first thing we pick out, rather than what specification here do I tick, the mind somehow pick what requirement here do I not tick. And many employers value potential and the ability of a candidate to show their ability to quickly learn. And that many times is prioritized over just having all the required skill. For example, startups often hire fresh graduates because of their innovation, their ideas, and their enthusiasm. Several times I have been on various panels, and many times when the sheet is created to ensure that the candidate meets the technical requirement, it's a grading system. It's a 1 to 5. I have never seen any candidate who always hits a 5 on each of the technical requirements. So I am not experienced enough. That should not hold you back.
Hey, before we go on to the next point, have you clicked on the subscribe button? Please click on the subscribe button, like the video, it helps with the YouTube algorithm.
The next one is, I need to follow a traditional career path. Many times, because of the examples we have seen ahead of us, probably your friends, someone you look up to, there's this belief that success comes from following a clear linear career path. You know, start as entry level, after 4 years, I don't know, after 2 years, get promoted, then I move to this, then I move to manager, then I move to senior manager, then I move to E level. It does not always follow that good. And so sometimes what happens is, because you have this expectation of how your career path should go, you are not willing to come out of your comfort zone and try new things. And that takes me to the next point. What is another assumption that keep people from landing their dream job? Avoiding risk. Here's the thing. Playing it safe can limit your opportunities. Hey, no one is saying just jump on the next opportunity. We are saying sometimes taking calculated risk can lead to significant reward. Uh, Someone said it like this one time. It is more risky not to take risk. Sometimes switching from a particular industry to another one might be a risk, but it might be you simply trying to realign your career for better growth. One time, I had a friend who left consulting, one of the big four, okay? And the general thinking then was, when you leave the big four, you are stunted in your growth because somehow in consulting, you get the opportunity to be promoted every year or every 2 years. Now, this person took the leap moved into the industry, moved into the telecommunications industry. This person left consulting as an assistant manager and moved into the industry. And most of the people predicted that, you know what, in another 10 years, this person will probably still be a manager. This person is not going to be promoted. And all your colleagues who will be left in consulting will all have become directors. Well, things now stopped going so well in consulting. They stopped at that point from promoting every year to promoting every 2 years. Fast forward to 5 years later, this individual who had moved to telecommunication, okay, had navigated his way to become a director within 5 years. All his colleagues, who he left as assistant manager, the best of them had become managers. So sometimes you never know. Do not avoid risk. Take calculated risk because it could have significant rewards. The next point is I cannot change industry. People often think that you cannot switch between industries. Okay. So you hear someone who has had 5 or 6 or 2 years experience in manufacturing saying, oh my gosh, I cannot move to banking because I don't have that experience. You hear someone who has been in technology industry saying, I cannot move to the FMCG industry, fast moving consumer good industry, or you hear someone who has been in payment, for example, say, I cannot move to telecom. These are limiting beliefs. You must understand that switching from one industry to another does not take away transferable skills such as leadership, communication, problem solving. These are skills that every employer is looking for. And these are skills you will begin to put across different job descriptions. I get very specific skills to certain industry, yeah, but do not have the mindset that because you are in one industry, you do not have transferable skills to another industry. Several skills, especially the soft skills, are transferable. And you must remember that because several businesses are trying to do a lot of integration, they are beginning to open themselves up to other experiences from other industries. For example, the telecommunication industry, you would see that they have started going to some sort of payment. Okay, you would see that some fast-moving consumer good companies are also beginning to have some sort of payment gateways to be able to manage customer orders because everyone's trying to leverage the same technology. So, I can't change industry should not keep you down. The next assumption, I need all the certification. If you are in technology field, certain fields like, cybersecurity, probably digital audits, these fields have so many certifications. And sometimes you feel like you need all of them to break in. Now, while some roles require specific certifications and qualifications, many employers prioritize skill over certification. There are so many people with certification who do not even have a clue exactly some of the things and some of the domains in those certificates that they have. So I would prioritize skill over certification. There is hardly a skill that you cannot learn these days for free on YouTube. Because remember, some of the certifications are very expensive. So there is a tendency to simply block it out in your mind and say, this is too expensive. I cannot afford it. And so I'm not going to go for the certification. That's okay. Or can you go for the skill? Can you acquire the skill? And then over time, get enough on to get that certification. So prioritize skill over certification. The next assumption is I need to be perfect. Perfectionism can be paralyzing. Employers value authenticity and the ability to learn from mistakes. Many times you would go for interview and you hear a question like this. Can you give me an example of one time where you made a mistake? And then you are expected to speak about the mistake. Okay. The next question that always follows up from that is, what did you learn from that mistake. Why? Because the point is no longer about you being perfect. It's you having the ability to make a mistake, but also having the resilience to bounce back and extract the learnings from that mistake and use that in improving on your day-to-day delivery. That's extremely important. The next is I need to stick to what I know. This is such a limiting belief for so many people. Comfort zone can be extremely limiting. One of the friends I have, he say, always remember, doctor, that growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Stepping out of your comfort zone can lead to personal and professional growth. Okay, for example, learning a new skill, taking on any challenging project. These are things that you must do. Attending networking events, or not a people person, or I don't know how to speak to people. Well, you need to learn how to do that. Okay, which leads me to my very final point today. This is another assumption, depending on the culture you come from, that keeps holding people back. I can't ask for help. Many times, I have seen people who have colleagues who are doing very well in certain industry, in certain companies they desire, but for different reasons. Some of them, because we were friends before, we were friends 5 years ago, we were friends 10 years ago. If I reach out now, it's going to look like I'm a beggar. If I reach out now, they're going to think that. If I reach out now, they're going to think that. Well, you never know until you try. Someone told me, he said, when you're in your 20s and 30, be genuine. Yeah, everyone is looking at you and have an impression about you. When you get to your 50s and 60s, you find out that nobody really thought about you. People were just too busy with their life. And so you stop caring about what people thought. Okay. So the point is, do not wait until it's too late to ask for help. Asking for help or guidance is not a sign of weakness. Mentorship and advice can provide new perspectives and open doors. Your mentor could actually be your friend who has walked the path before. They do not have to be 20 to 30 years older than you. Be humble enough to ask for advice from a mentor that will help you navigate challenges and make informed decisions. Remember, the path to your dream job is not always a straightforward line, but with the right mindset, proactive steps, you can navigate your twists and turns and confidently and with some level of determination arrive at your desired job. I will see you at the next episode of 9 to 5 and Try.